Hey guys, June here with another viewer request video. This is going to be an updated guide for the Rush of Blood. A few things have changed and some new monsters have been added to the waves since the last video that I put out, so let's get right into it. Gearing up for this is very simple, but a few things have changed since the last video as well. You basically just want to use your best in-slot DPS magic gear, whether that's Augmented Tier 80 or Tier 90 or Void. Again, you'll want to be using Bloodfire spells of whatever sort, because the Fire spells deal double damage to Ice Strike Worms, and Ancient Magics deal double damage to Muspa, which give you a really good advantage on both of those waves. You'll also need either a Completionist Cape, a Kiln Cape, or a Fire Cape in order to fight the Ice Strike Worms. In your inventory, you'll want the standard damage boosting stuff like an Overload and an Adrenaline Potion, as well as some other things like Weapon Poison and Dread Nips. You'll also want to have Darklight with you, because due to a recent update, the Holy Waters no longer remove the Fire Shield from the Tormented demons. Last but not least, you'll want to have a Steel Titan familiar full of scrolls and lots of summoning potions. The strategy for this minigame is more or less just going to be spamming these potions constantly and letting your Steel Titan spec the shit out of everything. You can also bring a super anti-fire potion if you want for the occasional dragon waves. I personally have changed to just swapping to Magic Prayer because that reduces the damage significantly enough that you don't really notice it. That's it for gearing, so let's take a look at some of the waves. Starting out with some of the easier ones, the Calgarian Demon drops pretty quickly with just a couple of magic thresholds and Steel Titan specials. The Ganodermic Creatures wave is another nice one for speed because you can make good use of your AoE abilities like Chain, Dragon Breath, and Corruption Blast. Glaciors are unfortunately one of the slower waves. They do spawn at half HP, so just after tagging them they'll trigger their Glaciite spawn and you should kill the Enduring first like you normally would with Glaciors. As long as the Enduring Glaciite wasn't last, you should be able to finish the Glacior off with just a couple of thresholds after. Next up is the Adamant Dragon. You should either swap to your Protect from Magic Prayer or sip an Anti-Fire Potion the first time one of these spawns, and you can take it out pretty quickly with just a couple of thresholds and Steel Titan specials. Next up are Aerith, which may be one of the slower waves depending on which style you spawn them as. Remember that Aerith that are standing on 4 legs have pretty high magic defense, so it may be worthwhile to have you focus on the other while the Steel Titan takes care of the ranged Aerith. Next up is Muspa, which is definitely the best wave. Because of the fact that we're dealing double damage with Ancient Magics, these things drop like flies. The Jidinko wave can be a little bit slow depending on how well they group together, but this is another great opportunity to use the AoE abilities to cross-damage multiple at the same time. The Tormented Demon wave can be done pretty quick if done correctly. It spawns with Protect from melee, so quickly use an ability to get it to swap to Magic Prayer and then pop on Darklight and just tag it with an auto attack to remove the Fire Shield. After that, just keep spamming out thresholds and Steel Titan specials, and that should deal with the prayer swapping mechanic all on its own. Next up is Ice Strike Worm, which are actually one of the slowest waves just because of how long it takes for their spawn animations, but because we're dealing double damage with fire spells, these guys will drop very quickly as well. Next up is a Celestial Dragon, which should work just like the Adamant Dragon from previously. A couple of thresholds and Steel Titan specials, and it should die long before it's able to use its Time Freeze special on you. And last but not least is a pair of Automatons. The type that they are is chosen randomly, but it shouldn't really matter, and you should be able to annihilate these guys in just a few seconds. That should be all you need to know to totally blow away at least the Completion Escape requirement, and probably get far beyond that as well. My personal best here is completing 31 waves, but I'm curious how well you guys do as well, so if you get a chance, post your personal bests in the comments. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.